The story begins with our protagonist deep in thought while staring at their computer screen. A sudden realization hits him. The mothers in this game are consistently more captivating than the main female characters. This thought comes with a mental image of a gorgeous motherly figure, who I want to marry, effortlessly outshining everyone else in the game. Enter Manhwa, a literal goddess of charm, elegance, and let's be honest, dangerous levels of M1lF energy. She walks in, instantly stealing the spotlight like it was never meant for anyone else. With a warm smile, she acknowledges Ray, mentioning that her daughter has already told her about him. Then, with a smile, she adds, "It's a pleasure to meet you." But let's be real here, the pleasure. All his. Manhwa wastes no time. They engage in a sword combat. Mania compliments Ray that he has some skills. Her teasing tone leaves Ray flustered. But Ray's next move? Questionable at best. He sneaks into the bathroom where Manhwa is showering. Bro is on a side quest for those cheeks. She catches him instantly, letting out a sharp scream. "You naughty boy." The scene shifts, and we see Manhwa lying weakly, her strength fading. She looks at Ray with tears in her eyes and whispers, "I'm sorry for being a bad mom." We cut to our protagonist, slamming his desk in pure disbelief. "That is so awful." "Why?" he exclaims, eyes wide with frustration. His voice grows louder as he mutters, "Why does such a cute mom have to die, damn it?" Priorities, bro. Truly noble priorities, just as he's about to spiral deeper into despair. A sharp beep breaks the tension. A notification pops up on his screen, a text from the game developers. The protagonist's frustration hits a boiling point as he skims the patch notes. His blood pressure spikes when he realizes still no roots for the moms. Instead, the devs have added yet another event focused on the same tired heroines. Bro's not just speaking for himself, he's the voice of all us mom enthusiasts out here. Manga Fantasia is an 18 game that's carved out a unique spot among hardcore gamers. With its addictive mix of RPG mechanics, sword and magic fantasy, and spicy mature content, it's no wonder it's a hit. The game masterfully blends classic fantasy themes with just the right dash of a hem-adult appeal, creating an experience tailor-made for its audience. But what really sets Manga apart? It's not just the heroines, it's their moms. Each one oozes charm with distinct personalities that draw you in. Big milkers and even bigger fan favorites, what's not to love? They're not just side characters, they're a cornerstone of the game's allure. Despite their charm, depth, and undeniable assets, they don't get their own independent route. A crime against MILF kind, if you ask me. In Manga Fantasia, the stakes are brutal, especially for the moms. Meanwhile, Ray, our protagonist, is the ultimate protector. He'll risk life and limb to save the heroines, driven by duty and love. While the moms face grim fates, the protagonist grows increasingly irritated with the game's blatant neglect of the mom characters. He's part of a vocal crowd rallying for a dedicated mom route. His frustration boils over as he mutters, "Those uniforms would look way better on the moms." And you know what? He's right. The moms radiate elegance, depth, and let's be honest, premium waifu energy. Yet, the game stubbornly caters to the same old fanservice formula. The protagonist is absolutely done fed up with the game developers, the heroines, and their utter disregard for the moms. If he were the protagonist, he'd move heaven and earth to save them. But alas, after finishing the game and realizing the moms are still shafted, he sighs in bitter resignation. The game refuses to give them the love they deserve. With no other options, he mutters, "Oh well, I guess I'll just go to work. There's your fire," but as he was going and he slips and gets Isekaid to another world. The protagonist, still trying to piece together the whirlwind of events that landed him in this strange new world, notices something unusual, a grand portrait hanging on the wall. It depicts a stunning woman with an air of elegance and power, radiating that unmistakable mom energy. You know, the kind, the type that makes you want to pull your life together immediately, just as he's about to dive into overthinking how and why he's here. A soft but commanding voice breaks his train of thought. He turns around, and there she is, a walking masterpiece of beauty and maturity. A goddess of a woman strides in, her curves practically defying the laws of nature. "Is everything all right?" "I heard screams," she asks, her tone dripping with concern. "Our boy." Frozen, shocked, man's entire brain blue-screened at the sight of her. The protagonist's confusion turns to shock as he recognizes the woman in front of him, Rosa, a character from the Mama fan game he's been obsessed with. Rosa? Oh, hell yes. The MILF queen I've been thirsting over. He quickly pieces it all together. He's inside the world of the game. No longer just playing, but living it. Bro just got transported to MILF heaven. I'd be losing it right now. The protagonist freezes, struck by fear as he processes Rosa's words. She just called him Demonio, a name he doesn't recognize. Wait, Demonio. That's gotta be bad, right? The more he thinks about it, the clearer it becomes this is a problem. The protagonist, now stuck in Demonio Tridol's shoes, quickly realizes he's the farthest thing from a hero, Demonio. That's basically Villain 101, a powerful magic user from the aristocratic land Kalau. He's known for his arrogance and history with the game's protagonist, a commoner he sees as a nuisance. A villain with a superiority complex. Classic. When the protagonist tries to fight, he's quickly crushed. Dude's getting wrecked. Talk about a bad start. Realizing he's trapped in a character destined for a grisly death, he panics. Rosa notices the protagonist's pale and uneasy expression, her voice soft with concern. You're looking very pale. Are you fine, Demonio? While his mind is racing, trying to figure out how to avoid his doomed fate, Rosa's calm and soothing presence provides a brief but much-needed moment of peace in the chaos. Seriously? Rosa Tridol, Demonio's stepmother, may not be the star of Mama Fan, but she's got a dedicated fan base. Especially our protagonist, who can't help but adore her. I mean, who wouldn't? She's got that warm, MILF energy that could melt any fan's heart. Despite her minimal screen time, Rosa's charm and nurturing nature make her a fan favorite. The protagonist, still trying to process everything, notices Rosa's frightened expression. Something's off. There's a welt on her face, and before he can ask, she quickly covers it up. Don't worry about it, she says, brushing it off as her fault. The protagonist is hit with a wave of Demonio's memories, and it's like opening a can of worms he definitely didn't want. Among the flood of hateful thoughts, one stands out. You filthy wench, you are only after my father's money. Well, okay, Demonio, that's a bit much, don't you think? So clicks that Demonio's hatred for Rosa probably stems from the loss of his mother, leaving him with unresolved resentment. Despite Demonio's animosity, Rosa continuously showed her unconditional love for him, acting as a mother figure. Even in the face of his anger and hatred, she remained steadfast. In a crucial moment, during the final battle between Demonio and the protagonist, when Demonio had already gone astray, Rosa put her life on the line to protect her son-in-law. And in a cruel twist of fate, it all ends with Rosa's death at the hands of the very son she tried to save. Man, this hurts. The MILF gave it her all and still got the worst outcome. That's a tragic finale right there. The protagonist, racked with guilt and regret, desperately apologizes to Rosa. You know he's feeling it when he starts calling her Mom. That hit different, huh? His heart races at the thought of her scar, the reminder of the pain Demonio caused her. Overcome with emotion, he exclaims, I'm so sorry, Rosa, Mom. His voice trembles as he faces the reality of Demonio's past actions. Gotta love a good redemption arc, and a boy realizing just how messed up he was. He finally admits that his previous rebelliousness was just a phase many young people go through, but one that led him to hurt the woman who had been nothing but kind. The protagonist, flustered, accidentally calls Rosa Mom, just like in the game. Who hasn't slipped into game mode once in a while? He quickly panics, thinking he might have crossed a line. Sorry, being called Mom must have turned you off, right? He stammers, his face turning red. His really just called her Mom, huh? His embarrassment is palpable as he tries to fix the situation, but the damage is already done. Rosa beams with joy, exclaiming, I'm so happy! You've finally acknowledged me as your mom. Well, there goes any chance of playing it cool now. The protagonist freezes, flustered, stammering, Hey, Rosa? Rosa, you're in deep now. Get ready to dodge that motherly love. Caught off guard by her heartfelt reaction, he struggles to process the unexpected turn in their conversation. The protagonist can't help but notice Rosa's incredibly large chest, which completely throws him off. Honestly, who wouldn't get distracted by that? I mean, damn, if I were him, I'd be struggling to keep my thoughts straight too. Internally, he's freaking out. Her chest is huge, way too massive. I'm not saying I wouldn't be tempted to admire it. Rosa, sensing his flustered state, steps back, eyeing him with a knowing glance. Rosa's warmth shines through as she excitedly says, "Be sure to call me Mom a lot from now on." Oh, you know she's loving this. Who wouldn't want a sweet, adoring son like that? She adds with a kind smile, "I knew you were a nice boy all along. Don't worry, I understand." No shame in wanting a MILF to look out for you like that. Rosa's nurturing side shines as she lovingly says, "Let's build our bond as a family from here on out. We can take it slow. There's no need to rush. I will see you soon." That kind of warmth? Yeah, I'm melting. Who wouldn't want to be wrapped up in those arms? Her heartfelt words leave the protagonist deeply moved, especially as he reflects on her tragic fate in the game. Internally, he's struck by her charm, thinking, to think such an adorable mom would die without ever getting acknowledged for her kind soul. Rosa is so cute. The protagonist begins to hope for a change, thinking, wait, not just Rosa. If I try hard enough, maybe Mom Rosa won't have to die. He's struck by the possibility of rewriting her fate, remembering that in Mama Fan, it was Dominio who killed Rosa. Bro's getting way too attached to these MILFs, huh? Yeah, I feel that desire to save them all too. Who wouldn't want more of that sweet mom energy? His resolve grows as he contemplates, maybe I could save all of the moms who never had roots where they lived with my own hands. Bro wants more mommy cheeks, damn. I fucking hate my life. M1lLF's Fantasia is a game filled with memorable characters and compelling stories. While the main heroines, burdened by unmerciful destinies, are eventually saved by the protagonist, there are sub-heroines who remain in the shadows. Yeah, we all know the ones who got the short end of the stick. Characters with so much potential, but never got their moment in the spotlight. What a shame. These overlooked characters, despite their charm and depth, never received the same attention or redemption in the main story, leaving their fates unresolved. But in order to do that, he needs power. He works out to become a Giga Chad and clap them MILF mommy cheeks. In this moment, the protagonist resolves to let the lolicon protagonist save the heroines. Really? A lolicon protagonist? What the fuck, man? While he's determined to save all the moms in the world. She really wants those MILF cheeks, huh? Fuke, I want them too. Somebody get me to Japan. Trakun Isekai me.